So boom, it is I, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis, and welcome back to Hold My Nugget Studios once again, because it's finally that time. Football is back, baby, for your 2025 NFL Week 1 game. Highlight commentary. You asked, I answered. We're going game by game. We kick off Sunday afternoon in Star Foxborough, where the Lolly Lule Low, the New England Patriots, host the Las Vegas Raiders. The new look Raiders, led by Geno Smith and Pete Carroll, already on the move inside Patriot territory. Couple plays later, 3rd and 11. Geno Smith going for it all to the end zone. Wide open, Trey Tucker, touchdown. Raiders, they take the lead in Star Foxborough. And just look at Mike Vrabel. All those years ago, he was ready to risk his penis to win a championship. And now he's the one getting fucked in his debut game as a coach of the New England Patriots.
Would you cut your dick off for a Super Bowl?
Oh, been married 20 years. Yeah, probably.
Ensuing drive, after a spectacular kick return, the Patriots would do absolutely nothing. Drake May was throwing the football to Bill Belichick. He doesn't coach here anymore, stupid. Patriots would get off the field with a 3-and-out. Ensuing drive, the Raiders would take the field once more. Geno Smith started his drive inside the 5. He continues to find his wide receivers to take it inside Patriot territory. But unlike Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder, Ebony and Ivory won't work here. Pass ricocheted, intercepted. The Patriots take the football away. Drake May back on the field. Give the people of Massachusetts what they want. The segregation football. May connects with a Henry who hunts. Huge first down. The Patriots are now inside Raiders territory. After a Negro first down, the crowd's disapproval would come to a halt as an Austin who hoops would pick up a first down to take them inside the 5. Couple plays later,
Drake!
May looking towards the end zone. He's searching for the double D's, but these titties don't produce milk. They produce points. Demario Douglas for the score. Tie game 7 apiece. Top of the second quarter we go. Geno Smith takes the snap. The Raiders off the field just after 3 plays. Drake May's offense back on. They'd failed to move the chains on 2nd down, but on 3rd and 1, Mike Vrabel looks like he has to take a shit. The Raiders think they're playing against the Eagles. Not everybody's going to run the QB sneak, stupid. Hand off to Henderson. Huge first down across the 45. Now in Raiders territory, Drake May looking left, throw the ball low. There's a white man catching it off his toe. A Henry who hunts with a spectacular catch to put the Patriots in field goal range. Call on the Venezuelan Andres Borregals from 40 yards out, donating the football to his home country. It's no good. The Raiders get the football right back. 3rd and 6. What's Geno gonna do? Absolutely nothing. Pass broken up by Austin. It's a 3-and-out again for the Raiders. Las Vegas's offense absolutely flat. If they were a posterior, you couldn't even call them an ass. Dare I say they're not a bootay. First down for the Patriots. He might as well be a ground type Pokemon because he dug in Cardi B and now he's digging into the Raiders defense to put the Patriots in field goal range. Stephon Diglett used TM28 digs, puts them back in chip shot field goal range, and this time around, the Venezuelan boots it through the uprights and it's good. The Patriots have their first lead of this game. Under 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Geno Smith desperately trying to move his Raiders down the field to get into field goal range to add a couple of points just before the break. Connects with Brock Bowers to bring them close to midfield. Couple plays later, 16 seconds left to go. No timeouts remaining for Las Vegas. Here comes Geno Smith going down the field. Absolutely no pass rush. They're inside the 45. That set them up for a long field goal. 58 yards from Daniel Carlson to tie the game at 10 apiece. His kick sailing wide to the left. He kicked it to his brother. Spoiler alert, he's unemployed. They'd go to the break with the Patriots leading by 3. Think fast. The Patriots marching down the field and Drake May's got a man. Wahoo! But he plays for the other team. Pass intercepted by Las Vegas. We've got our first turnover of the game. Las Vegas looking to take advantage of the turnover. In the state of Nevada, there's some places that are legal for prostitution, so Violet Myers would go crazy. Meanwhile, in Boston, it's her brother, no relation, Jacoby Myers, eating up the Patriot defense. 42 yards on this drive alone to bring them deep inside Patriot territory. And then for the first time in his career, Ashton Genty, the pride of Boise State, would punch his way to the end zone to give the Raiders the lead once again. Trailing once again,
Drake!
May needs to make a play. Unfortunately, that's not today. Pass sales incomplete, yet another 3 and out for the Patriot offense. Last drive was a touchdown. This drive, disappointment. 3rd and long, Geno Smith would fail to get inside Patriot territory. They'd have to punt after 4 plays. Look at the last 3 possessions of the New England Patriots. A punt, interception, a punt, and this one ends with a sack. Down goes Drake May. Remember when Gillette Stadium used to always see a dominant white tight end on the field? This time he plays for the other team. Brock Bowers on a catch and run, takes it deep inside Patriot territory, puts Las Vegas in field goal range. 51-yard field goal from Daniel Carlson. 7-point lead for the Raiders. We enter the 4th quarter. 4 straight failures of drives for the Patriots. Pass batted right back into his own hands. Drake May caught a pass from himself. Would he be able to pick up the first down? Absolutely not. The Patriots punt again. Raiders offense take the field once more. Play action fake. Geno going vertical. Got his man. They're inside Patriot territory already. Few plays later. 4th and 1. Geno rolling left, looking back towards his right. He's got a Mayer wide open, puts them in field goal range again. Daniel Carlson from 40 yards out, boots it through the uprights, and it's good. 2-possession lead with under 7 minutes left to play in Star Foxborough. The Patriot offense been struggling all day like a child with dyslexia trying to read a thesis. 3rd and 18. Drake May's gonna have to dump it off. They can't even make it to midfield. They're gonna have to punt the football again. The Raiders don't even really need to score anymore. They just want to chew up clock. But on a 3rd and 20, you'd think the Patriot defense would get a stop. But Thornton is wide open for a 36-yard gain. The Raiders on 3rd and 11, 1 first down ends this game. Ashton Genty nowhere to go. Pete Carroll would make the strategic decision to try to pin the Patriots inside the 5. The punt was a failure. There'd be a touchback. The Patriots offense come back onto the field with under 2 minutes left to play and only 1 timeout. Drake May marching his Patriots down the field inside field goal range. The downside is they're running out of time. 44-yard field goal booted through the uprights and good, but did that help the Patriots come back and win though? Absolutely not. The onside kick attempt was an absolute failure, and the Raiders walk away with the W in week 1. Wait a minute, you could have saw this video early and ad-free. All you have to do is become a member on my Patreon. So either click the link in my description or head over to patreon.com/ChiseledAdonis. Not only you'd be helping out the channel, you'd also get all of my content early and ad-free before the internet even sees it. Any little thing helps, I appreciate you. If not, hit the subscribe button or follow button. Anything you can do to help out the channel. I'll see you on the inside. Next, we take our cameras out to Cleveland. AFC North matchup. Battle of OHIO. Will the Bengals lose in the opening week of the season for the 4th year in a row? Nobody knows. Dump off from Joe Burrow. Got his man. Huge first down. Couple plays later, 3rd and 4 from the 40-yard line. He connects with T. Higgins. They're now inside the 30. Approaching field goal range. They're not going to need it. Hand off to Chase Brown. He'd bring them inside the 5, and on the very next play, he'd find the end zone, and the Bengals lead 7-0. The Brownies take the field, led by Old Man Flacco. Already inside Bengal territory, 3rd and 9. Couple plays later, pass sales incomplete, but there's laundry on the field. Pass interference on Cincinnati. That would drive Cleveland all the way inside the 5, and with a fresh set of downs, only 1 yard away from the end zone, they'd punch it in. After 3 failed attempts, on the 4th, it would succeed, and the Browns even it up at 7 apiece. Meanwhile, back the other way, the Bengals driving down the field, already 4 of 4 on 3rd down, but unfortunately for Joe Burrow, Myles Garrett was out here looking like P. Diddy when he walked down Cassie. He'd abuse Burrow from behind. He'd force a punt. Unfortunately for the Brownies, the offense continued to be inept. Pass sales incomplete. They'd be forced to punt. Next Bengals possession. The LSU boys connect as Jamar Chase picks up a huge first down to bring the Bengals inside the 30.
Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around.
Pass interference on the defense. The defender looked intimately into Jamar Chase's eyes rather than play defense. That lead to an automatic first down spotted at the 1-yard line. The Bengals will waste a little time taking advantage, and they're back in front leading by 7. We all know how much Joe loves his tight ends. Legend has it he has a Pilates membership just to capitalize on his derriere obsession. He'd connect with David Njoku to move the chains, and the Browns' possession would continue. Flacco down the field. He's got the pride of Haiti. Jerry Jeudy brings him across the 45. The Browns would take advantage of this drive on a 48-yard field goal, booted through the uprights, and it's good. 4-point deficit. Who is responsible for this phenomena of green dildos in professional sporting events? I thought they kept it solely in the WNBA. How did this plastic dick make it to the Browns game? Referee might need a prosthetic at the end of this game. He put his whole hand on that.
You filthy motherfucker.
Nonetheless, into the second half we go. 3rd and 3 for Joe Flacco, rolling towards his right. He's got his man. That's a huge first down. They're now inside Bengals territory. Couple plays later, Browns still on the move. Another 3rd down opportunity for the Bengals to get a stop. They're incapable of doing it. The Browns drive continues. Yet another 3rd down. A Bengals failure. The Browns are inching inside the red zone. Cincinnati's ineptitude on defense would bite them right in the ass because Flacco would connect with Cedric Tillman, and the Brownies take the lead at home. I would say they were up by a full touchdown, but they missed the extra point.
What the fuck?
Cincinnati would only need a field goal to take the lead. 3rd and 3. Go to your fellow LSU boy. Newsom broke it up without even looking at the ball. Browns fans were celebrating, thinking that all the momentum was solely on their side. Unfortunately, the pass was ricocheted and intercepted by the Cincinnati Bengals, and they take over on downs inside the 30-yard line, already in field goal range. They booted through the uprights, and somehow Cincy regains the lead. And here's a little bit of data. This is the only drive Cincinnati was able to pick up a single first down in the second half, and somehow the Browns could not find a way to capitalize. Joe Flacco finds Tillman. They go inside Cincinnati territory. Could they capitalize on this drive? Absolutely not. Jerry Jeudy hands just for decoration. 4th and 5. It's a turnover on downs. You literally couldn't ask the Browns defense to play any better. Jamar Chase on the corner, out of bounds. The pass is incomplete. Browns offense comes right back onto the field. Are they going to do anything with it? Absolutely not. Jerry Jeudy, failure again. I know what you're thinking. Maybe the Browns defense didn't play as well as I'm making it seem. Myles Garrett takes down Joe Burrow. You like one sack? How about another? They took him down on 2nd down. And just when the Bengals offensive line said, you know, maybe we're letting the defense in just a little bit too much, they let it happen 3 times in a row. Joe Burrow's butthole is sore from being rammed in the backfield. It's not a problem though, Browns fans, because your offense decided to show up. Jerry Jeudy on a reception would take it inside the 30. Couple plays later, Jerry Jeudy would strike once more. Joe Flacco would find them. They're inside the 15. Unfortunately, the offensive line decided they wanted to get hungry, and they decided to allow Joe Flacco's ribs to get tenderized. Maybe they want to turn to cannibalism, but not an issue. It's a chip shot field goal, right? Who misses a 36-yard field goal in 2025 as a professional? A bum, that's who.
I'm gonna kill myself! I'm going to kill myself, and it's your fault!
The Browns defense pitched 4 straight 3-and-outs in the 4th quarter. 5 total 3-and-outs in the entirety of the second half. Only gave up 3 points. You asked the Browns offense just to produce something, and these motherfuckers can't even hold on to the football. Pass ricocheted, intercepted again, and the Bengals tell the Browns, you're not superior in the state of Ohio. You lose 17-16. Let's take our cameras down to the Bayou. The Arizona Cardinals on the road to take on the New Orleans Saints. Cameron Jordan already sacking the quarterback. After 5 plays, the Cardinals would be forced to punt. The Saints would do even worse because after 3, they're off the field. You're not going to win no games with Spencer Rattler as your quarterback. The midget from the Red Sea, Kyler Murray, takes the snap, standing tall in the pocket. Ain't nobody getting open, so he had to roll towards his right. He's going to scramble all the way inside New Orleans Saint territory, and that would set up a 42-yard field goal that gets our first points of this game. Next drive, just trusting the power of the dreadlocks of Alvin Shinsuke Nakamura, who would personally put in 36 yards of production on the drive and cap it off with an 18-yard rushing touchdown where he'd rub his nutsack on the Cardinals defense. Once the Cardinals got the football back, the dynamic duo would strike. Midget Kyler Murray's going deep, and he's got Marvin Harrison Jr. stunting like his daddy on a huge gain for 45 yards, and later on that drive from the 1-yard line, the dynamic duo would connect again. Kyler Murray to the front of the end zone. Marvin Harrison Jr. gives the Cardinals the lead again. After a 43-yard kick return from Kendre Miller, Spencer Rattler takes over over near midfield. He'd find Chris Olave inside Cardinal territory. Kendre Miller would bring them inside field goal range across the 25. It'd be booted through the uprights, and it's good on a great kick from Group A, and now it's a tie game at 10 apiece. The Saints defense had an opportunity to get the Cardinals off the field incredibly fast, but they completely forgot that Trey McBride played football. They didn't cover this man the entire drive. The Cardinals would find themselves marching down the field with absolute ease because the tight end simply could not be retained. And then inside the 5-yard line, shovel pass over to James Fuck Kansakana. He'd punch his way to the end zone, and the Cardinals are right back in front. Into the second half, the Saints would show you just how ass they could be. First, the offensive line was refusing to block for Spencer Rattler. He'd get taken down. And then Trey Benson would show the lack of effort from the Saints defense. They're tackling Poltergeist out there. He'd go 52 yards deep inside Saints territory on a huge first down across the 30-yard line. The 50-yard field goal from Ryland would connect, and the Saints find themselves down by 10 at home. Following drive, the Saints tried to utilize the same blueprint that the Cardinals had. Just find your tight end. The TikTok husband, Juwan Johnson, would aid with the Saints getting inside a field goal range in Cardinals territory, but unfortunately their kicker has no leg. He missed it wide to the left on a 38-yard attempt. Look at this man, or should I say kid. Does that look like a taxpayer to you? On the ensuing drive, the Cardinals had an opportunity to make them pay, but Cam Jordan don't play that shit. Get your bitch ass on the ground. It was at this point in the game where Juwan Johnson became the only player on the field for the Saints offense. Unfortunately, that wouldn't be enough to move the chains. They'd be forced to punt yet again. The Cardinals would do absolutely nothing with the football, and Kyler Murray nearly had a pass ricochet and intercepted. That reminds me, what's Chris Olave up to?
Snake, are you okay? Snake? Snake!
At this point, this man needs to retire. Every single year, he finds himself in that medical tent. It's over, bruh. After a Saints punt and a great 23-yard return from Dortch, Arizona would already take over inside New Orleans territory. The field goal got blocked immediately. Somehow, New Orleans was able to turn an L into a W, and they're going to have another opportunity with under 5 minutes left to play. Juwan Johnson with a huge catch inside the 40. Here come the Saints. They wouldn't be able to find the end zone, but a field goal still makes it a one-possession game with 2:42 left to go. They desperately need to stop on defense. Kyler Murray trying to make a play. He's not going to. He takes an 800-yard sack, and New Orleans offense, led by Spencer Rattler, has a chance to pull off a miracle. Here comes the Negro Ginger. 4th and 1, game on the line. Cardinals defense absolutely folds. Spencer Rattler able to find his man to keep the drive alive. 3rd and 10, under 10 seconds left to go. Juwan Johnson in the end zone.
I dropped it.
Pass sails incomplete. He couldn't squeeze the football. The man who's made plays for him all day comes up short in the clutch, and with 4 seconds left to go, 4th and 10, Saints need a miracle. They're not gonna get it. Pass sails incomplete. Arizona holds on to win. Alright, so boom. Those of you who enjoy going on late night walks or early morning runs, Raycon just changed the game with their bone conduction headphones. These might be the coolest headphones I've ever seen. They deliver off-ear audio using vibrations to send straight through your bones. That means your ears stay open to the world around you while you get crystal clear music, podcasts, or calls. Whether I'm watering plant Adonis, I'm doing work within my basement, or I'm just making a protein shake after a workout, this makes it incredibly easy not only to listen to whatever it is that I want to listen to, but I also have the awareness of hearing all of my surroundings. The best thing about them is they're built for all-day use, 30 hours of battery life, waterproof and dustproof, and since there's no bud fit, it literally doesn't slip at all. Raycon gives you premium performance without the premium price tag. Their quality rivals big audio brands, but at half the price. They also have a 30-day happiness guarantee. There's over 3 million Raycon customers who absolutely love their product. I love mine. I'm sure you'll love yours too. So do yourself a favor right now and click the link in my description. Head over to buyraycon.com/chiseledbc and get 20% off site-wide on your very next order of Raycon. That's buyraycon.com/chiseledbc. Let them know I sent you. Take the cameras even more south. Let's go to the home of AEW. It's the Jaguars hosting the Carolina Panthers. Jet sweep on 4th and 1. First down for the Jags. Hut, hut.
Bruce.
Gotcha, bitch. Free play for the Jags. The fat bastard jump off sides, and it's going to be a huge gain inside Cardinals territory. The drive would be concluded with a 35-yard field goal from Cam Little to give them a 3-point lead. Bryce Young would take the field with this Panther offense that everybody's looking forward to in 2025. He'd scramble to pick up the first down, and then a couple plays later, now inside Jacksonville territory. Looking towards his left, he's got his man to get into field goal range. Ryan Fitzgerald would boot it through the uprights. We've got a tie game at 3 apiece at the end of the first quarter. After a Jaguar 3-and-out, the Panthers offense back on the field. Bryce Young looking towards his right, pass ricocheted, intercepted by the Jacksonville Jaguars. But look at Murray. Look at Murray. Look at Murray. This man is so upset at himself for dropping a clear interception. He doesn't even want to celebrate with his teammates. Maybe he'd get an opportunity after he sees what Sunshine Trevor Lawrence would do with the turnover, because he'd find his man in the end zone. Jacksonville would take the lead. Panthers offense back on the field following the turnover. Bryce Young rolling towards his left, desperately needing to make a play. He's going to use his legs, picks up a first down, takes it inside Jacksonville territory. Show us what you learned at Alabama.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Carolina's offense reeks just like the get up and sit down era of a BBL posterior. Ensuing drive, handoff to Travis Etienne, and he's heading down the sideline. 71-yard gain all the way deep inside Carolina territory. Then a couple of plays later, end around reverse. Time for a little bit of trickery. Handoff to Brian Thomas. He goes 9 yards into the end zone. Touchdown. Jacksonville leads by 14. Bryce Young needs to wake this offense up. Looking over the middle, he's got Sanders. He did everything in his power to not get rocked by Murray. It's good to protect yourself. If only your quarterback knew how to protect the ball, because he's got butterfingers. Fumble on the play. Jacksonville with their second takeaway of the first half. The Panthers must have grabbed the dildo that landed on the field in the Browns game, because they're absolutely fucking themselves. Jacksonville would take advantage, boot it through the uprights just before the half. They take a 3-possession lead at the break. As we go into the second half, the Panthers would begin to make a bit of adjustments. 3rd and 1. Bryce Young was going deep, trying to find his man for McMillan, but the pass sailed incomplete. But there's laundry on the field for defensive pass interference. So given that it's a spot foul, you have the football inside the red zone. Chuba Hubbard would carry it inside the 10. And now you think, all right, the Panthers are going to score. But a couple plays later, 4th and 1. Bryce Young's absolutely inept. He can't find a man. He throws it to the referee. What are they doing? Jacksonville would go 3-and-out. Very next Panthers drive, first down to Hunter Renfrow. And I know that brother must smell good, because he's absolutely washed. But he fell off faster than ice cream on a cone in Arizona. And by the way, that Panthers offense continues to look absolutely confused. They can't even figure out when it's a good time to snap the football. Offensive line ain't blocking a soul. Time for the Heismans to finally connect. Sunshine Trevor Lawrence looking to go find Travis Hunter, but J.C. Horn says, "Give me that." Spectacular snag denies Travis Hunter the reception, and the Panthers get the football back. Bryce Young surely gonna take advantage of this, right?
Oh no. I know.
The Panthers offense absolutely god-awful. They couldn't put any points on the board, couldn't give their team any form of hope. Jacksonville would take advantage of the turnover on downs. They would right the wrongs of the previous turnover, and they'd add an additional field goal, making it a 20-point game with less than 7 minutes left to play. At this point, you're gonna need some kind of miracle to get into this game. Luckily for the Panthers, they've got Chuba Hubbard, who'd showcase his premium subscription on the hub to the end zone for the touchdown. But did this help them come back and win, though? Absolutely not, because Jacksonville would score another field goal and the Panthers would turn the football over again. And how fitting, because if this was the animal kingdom, the Jaguar would kick the Panthers' ass there too. Jacksonville improves to 1-0. Take the cameras out to Los Angeles. The Texans take it on the Rams. After a Houston 3-and-out and a punt from Los Angeles, the Texans on their second possession would finally find themselves inside Los Angeles territory. They drive 62 yards on 13 plays in 7 minutes to connect connect on a field goal and take a 3-0 lead. Following drive, Stafford back onto the field, looking over the middle. He's got Puka Nacua, who'd pick up the first down, and suddenly we found out he's a member of the Uchiha clan. He's bleeding from his eye. The Texans are in trouble. Amaterasu has been activated. The Rams offense is about to be absolutely unstoppable.
I guess not.
Ensuing drive for Houston, now 2nd and 4. Down goes C.J. Stroud. The drive would end in yet another punt. Snap went flying over Stafford's head like he got teabagged by the gods. He'd take a ridiculous sack, lose all kinds of yardage, and the Texans are going to get the football back in favorable field positioning, already inside Los Angeles territory. Hand off to the brand new Texan. Nick Chubb takes it inside the 30.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Get over here!
Yet another drive ends in 3 for Houston. 45-yard attempt to take a 6-0 lead. The Rams offense would make their way back onto the field, and the newly revealed Uchiha making plays. Matthew Stafford over the middle, got Puka Nacua for a huge first down. Couple plays later, he's got them inside the 10. Now in striking distance, 4th and goal. One more play before the end of the half. Toss over to Kyren Williams, makes his way in. Touchdown Rams. They take the lead. It wouldn't last for long though, because with 10 seconds left to go into half, C.J. Stroud would make a play with his legs. He'd get out of bounds just in field goal range, and that would send out Mr. Fairbairn from 53 yards out to boot it through the uprights, and the Rams trail again. Into the second half we'd go. The Rams looking to build off the momentum they utilized to close out the first half. Matthew Stafford would find his brand new teammate Davante Adams, a future Hall of Famer, brings the ball closer to midfield. Couple plays later, Stafford going down the field. Xavier Smith looking like Mr. Xavier. The mind control worked on the legs, and he was able to keep his feet in bounds. Couple plays later, Stafford to the end zone, touchdown. He's got his man, and the Rams are right back in front. The Texans trailing once again. C.J. Stroud getting absolutely no protection. He'd be taken down for a sack. A couple plays later, C.J. looking to go down the field. He's trying to connect with Higgins, but much like my father used to do with my Game Boy on a school night, give me that shit! Intercepted by Durant. The Rams take the football away. Unfortunately, the Rams offense would do absolutely nothing with the takeaway. They'd be forced to punt, and the Texans would follow suit because they didn't play any form of football the entirety of the second half. They couldn't move the chains whatsoever. The Rams couldn't protect up front, and both teams would exchange punts for the next 15 minutes. Midway through the fourth quarter, Stafford says enough is enough. He'd find Puka Nacua, and the member of the Uchiha clan would take it down to the 22-yard line. They would cap that drive off with absolutely nothing as they put the ball on the ground, and the Texans have new life. Talk about a perfect farm tackle, looking like Braun Breaker on Monday Night Raw. Ran right through that man. Under 2 minutes left to play. Houston trying to take their receipt to the sperm bank and get their comeback. Dump off from C.J. Stroud over to Ogunbowale. He picks up the first down. He can do no wrong until he did. Butterfingers, how do you fumble on the drive that was supposed to win you the game, stupid? Ball security evidently is not in your DNA. The Rams just need one first down, and they're going to put this game away, and that's exactly what they're going to get. Puka Nacua had him in a genjutsu the entire time. Picks up the first down. The Texans only have one timeout. Not enough time to stop the clock, and the Rams win on opening night. Over to Mile High, where Tennessee and the number 1 overall pick Cam Ward look to upset Bo Nix and the Broncos. Ward would escape pressure, dump it off to Tony Chopper Pollard. He'd catch and run deep inside Bronco territory, and that would set up a field goal for Tennessee as they would take a 3-0 lead on the road in the land of weed. Bo Nix takes the field with his Denver Bronco offense, rolling towards his left, got his man. That's a first down across the 30. He'd easily bring the Broncos into field goal range, and they'd cap off a 10-play drive with a field goal to even the score at 3 apiece. After a quick Tennessee punt, the Broncos back on the field. Bo Nix rolling left again, going down the field. He's got a man. Yoink. But he plays for the other team. Pass intercepted by Tennessee. How fortuitous. You got yourself a fumble recovery. Perfect opportunity to take advantage, right? Wrong. Butterfingers. Tony Pollard turns it over. The Broncos get the ball right back. Nothing like a takeaway to get the offense going. If only they knew what they were doing out there. We spent the next few minutes watching piss-poor offense. First down for Tennessee. They don't know how. They'd be forced to punt. Bo Nix protect the football. Not today. How about some more Butterfingers? Fumble on the play, scooped up by Tennessee. 3rd and goal later on the drive. I'm a rookie. I don't know what a touchdown is. Somebody get the kicker out here. Evidently, it's all about dueling legs tonight. The Tennessee Titans lead 6-3. Hey, Bo, there's less than a minute left to go in the half. You need a first down. What's that? The offenses were offensive. Cam Ward barely got out of the end zone. After a penalty put Denver inside the 25-yard line, Bo Nix finally remembered how to football. He'd find Cortland Sutton leaping into the end zone, 22-yard touchdown. Denver takes the lead. On the ensuing kickoff, how fortuitous there was a dildo that was found in Ohio because evidently the harness was being held in Tennessee because Chamir Dyke was able to take it deep inside of Denver territory to set up a field goal just before the break, booted through the uprights, and it's good. It's a 1-point game going to halftime. Remember last year when we used to always call Bo Nix Bo Picks? At least we don't have to say that anymore. Thank God for the new day. Xavier Woods with the interception. Tennessee would turn the turnover into points. Field goal through the uprights. They regained the lead. 4 field goals today. Next Broncos possession. Bo Nix driving his team down the field. He's got Cortland Sutton across the 30-yard line. They're already in field goal range. Will Lutz would give the lead back to Denver. They're up by 1. Ensuing drive. Cam Ward, what you gonna do with the football?
Come here.
Cam got sacked 6 times. They'd be forced to punt. Denver did nothing on their next drive. So when Tennessee got the ball back, Calvin Ridley took somebody's ankles. Too bad it didn't do anything because they had to punt the football again. Judging by the pace of the game, you know the next play's not going to be made by the offense. Butterfingers, fumble on the play, scooped up by the Titans. Look at me, I'm Cam Ward. I'm inside the 25. You know what I should do now? Run backwards like I'm at the University of Miami. The Titans' offensive line couldn't stop a fart with a butt plug. How you start the drive at the 25 and it ends at the 50? You're going the wrong way. There's absolutely no surprise why they picked number 1 overall last year. Hand off to Harvey. Time to make them pay. He'd break off a 50-yard run and take the Broncos inside of Titans territory. And they wouldn't turn out like the Titans. They'd actually take advantage of good field position from 19 yards out. J.K. Dobbins goes high, stepping into the end zone. Denver leads by 8. All right, Rook, nearly 7 minutes left to go in this game. What you got, Cam Ward? You need to get a first down. Let's dump it off short to the NFL's best bettor, who can't even get the first down. Luckily for Tennessee, they'd be able to take advantage of Bo Nix's inability to pick up the first down. They'd get the ball back inside Denver territory. Time to take advantage, Tennessee. Look for Calvin Ridley. Completely missed him. Following drive, a personal foul penalty would end up taking the Broncos inside Tennessee territory. Bo Nix is really only out there to waste time. Launches a heave on 4th and 8 for the turnover on downs. They have no confidence in Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans. And why should you? Calvin Ridley's hands just for decoration. He can't catch. Very next play, pass from Cam Ward over to Okonkwo. He can't catch either. Nobody in Tennessee wants to win. Denver says, fuck it. Why don't we blitz the nickel? Cam Ward never saw him coming. Butterfingers, fumble on the play, scooped up by Denver. Take the L out of Lover. This game over, brother. Broncos advance to 1-0. Titans are still in the shitter. Over in Lucas Oil Stadium, we had the Dolphins going on the road to take on the Indianapolis Colts, and this was the epitome of necrophilia. Michael Arm Pittman taking the Colts inside field goal range on 24-yard attempt. They take a 3-0 lead. Time to bring out Tua Tongue on an areola. Can they make a play? Absolutely not. Pass picked off by the celebration man of the year. Cam Bynum with the interception, and you know he's about to have a good time. Somebody needs to check his screen time. This man is chronically online, and you can't convince me otherwise. The Colts would waste little time taking advantage of that turnover because Jonathan Taylor Swift would take it inside Miami territory. We thought the Dolphins was going to make a play after they sacked Daniel Jones, but unfortunately all it did was make the yardage a bit further to add more fantasy points on this touchdown pass to Michael Arm Pittman to make it a 2-possession game. But don't worry, Dolphins fans. Tua is going to certainly make a play, right? He turned it over again. Hey, Tyreek, it's not that bad. Okay, 2 turnovers from Tua in the first 16 minutes of the game. There's no way he turns it over again, right? Second takeaway of the game for the Colts defense. Daniel Jones would go out there looking like prime Peyton Manning, absolutely dissecting the Dolphins defense. They drive all the way inside the 5, and then he'd sneak it into the end zone. It's a 3-possession game.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
The only Dolphins that were working this weekend were hired at SeaWorld because the Miami Dolphins look like absolute ass. Miami was out here getting handled like you was playing against the CPU on Hall of Fame mode and gave the controller to your 3-year-old brother. They down 20 at the half. Second half begin. At least 2 are regrouped and got it fixed at halftime, right? He turned it over for a 3rd time. Pass got intercepted by a fat man. It was all bad for Miami. They couldn't do anything to stop the Colts on either side of the ball. Alec Pierce out here looking like prime Marvin Harrison or Reggie Wayne. Field goal makes it a 23-0 lead. You could have gave him every single Madden card in the video game. They still wasn't making a comeback. 4th and 6, forget about it. Into the 4th quarter, Colts already inside the 20. Jet sweep would bring them inside the 5, and then Daniel Jones says, fuck it, I'm dressing up as Jalen Hurts today. Goes in for his 2nd QB sneak. It's 30-0, and the necrophilia challenge would continue because the Dolphins may be dead, but somehow they're still getting fucked. They finally scored a touchdown with under 7 minutes left to go, but did that help them come back and win though? Absolutely not. Pack them boys up. Hold on, it is I, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis. But of course, you already knew that. And what if I told you you could get your own personalized cameo today inside 24 hours? If you book me over on cameo.com/Chiseled Adonis to get your own personalized video message. I've done over 450 throughout the years, and I've been able to garner over 100 5-star reviews. So whether it's a happy birthday, happy anniversary, just a pep talk, or a roast, if somebody needs to be engulfed in verbal flame, I'm the man for the job. So make sure you go over and book me on cameo.com/Chiseled Adonis. I'll see you on the inside. On to Seattle in a battle against the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC West. I don't know how Darnold completed that pass, but it's not enough for a first down. Get them boys off the field. First look at Brock Purdy in 2025. Beautiful pass over the middle. He's got Ricky Pearsall for the first down. The entire first drive for the 49ers looked like what would have happened in Boys in the Hood if Ricky never died. He's balling in the NFL. They'd cap off the drive with a 5-yard touchdown to George McGriddle Kittle, and the Niners are on the board. Seattle would respond, though. They drive all the way inside 49er territory. Jackson Smith and Jigba would bring them inside the 20, and then they'd cap off the drive with a Charbonnet touchdown to tie the game at 7 apiece.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Not for nothing, this just has to be said. Kyle Juszczyk has been a Pro Bowler since Obama was still in office. 9 straight years he's gone to the Pro Bowl. Are we talking about the Hall of Fame conversation yet? I know fullbacks don't get no love, but this is ridiculous. Jake Moody just doinked a sub-30 field goal. Who doinks a sub-30 field goal? You're a professional kicker. The distance was shorter than the length of a water bottle, and somehow you missed, and you doinked at that? Get your bum ass off the field. Every single year, these kickers blow my mind. Nonetheless, Seattle would take advantage. Jackson Smith and Jigba would bring them close to midfield. Couple plays later, from 50-plus yards out, they'd boot it through the uprights and good. Seattle takes the lead at home. We'd go into the second half, and guess who's back and healthy? Blue Eyes White Privilege. Christian McCaffrey on a catch and run picks up a huge first down for the 49ers to take it inside Seattle territory. Then a couple plays later, Brock Purdy would take advantage of that momentum and give the football straight to Seattle. The fuck was he throwing to? Pass picked off by the Seahawks. They take the ball right back. The Seattle fans were making all kinds of noise. They should have took this opportunity to go to the concession stand because they did nothing after the interception, a quick 3 and out. What is happening to San Francisco's special team unit? Missed field goal on a doink before, now a blocked field goal on the next attempt. Ain't nobody doing their job out there. Now, I know what you're thinking. Seattle's definitely going to take advantage of it this time. Butterfingers! Absolutely not. Jackson Smith and Jigba fumbles on the play. The Niners take it right back. This time around, San Francisco would not let their drive down the field be futile. First, the brother who survived and the Boys in the Hood moving the chains inside the 25 to put him in field goal range. And by God, Jake Moody, you better not miss the field goal, puts it through the uprights to tie the game at 10 apiece. Ever since that early touchdown, Seattle offense has not been the same. What was their plan on this play here? Buddy threw the ball to the sideline for absolutely no reason. Very next drive, Brock Purdy going down the field, got a man. Buddy plays for the other team. Pass intercepted by Seattle. They take the ball away at midfield. They turn the turnover into a field goal, regain the lead up 13-10 with under 3:30 left to go. Now, you would assume Brock Purdy would mess around and be a little bit rattled, but not at all when you got running amok in the secondary, continuing to cook the Seattle Seahawks. He'd bring them deep inside Seattle territory. Couple plays later, 2nd and 8. Brock Purdy all kinds of time, able to go find his man who brings them inside the 15. And then a couple plays later after that on 3rd and 3, Purdy got a world of time because the pass rush ain't making no headway whatsoever. The Pewter City gym leader rolling towards his right. He's got his man in the end zone. That's a touchdown, and the Niners take the lead. Look at this nincompoop. Man thought he was going to mess around and catch an interception. He didn't recognize you've got to attack the ball at the highest point, and Tongs took it away. Your elevator didn't make it to the top floor, pussy. Seattle's back up against the wall, but turns out Sam Darnold didn't sign that $100 million contract as a fluke. He'd find Jackson Smith-Njigba. Unfortunately for him, his right tackle's back is touching the football. Butterfingers, and the game is over. Nick Bosa's pass rush pushed the damn right tackle straight into Darnold. Mans couldn't even complete the throwing motion. Imagine fighting for your life, trying to block an all-pro. All of a sudden, you feel the ball on your butt cheeks. Seattle's heart is broken. The Niners walk away with a W. NFC East showdown. Time for
Mr. Unlimited.
the Russell Wilson era begins with a 3-and-out. Get the son of the micromanager on the field. The reigning offensive player of the year, Jaden Daniels, going down the field, got his man magnificent toe tap on the sideline to keep the drive alive. Couple plays later, now inside Giants territory. JD5 over the middle, got his man for a first down. They'd cap off the drive in the end zone with the man who's made a career out of scoring on the Giants, Zach Ertz, for the score. 7-0 lead for the Commanders. Big play Russell back on the field, play action fake. He's looking towards his right, got his man.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Malik Neighbors with the first down inside the 30 after yet another flag on the Commanders. The Giants would cap off the drive with absolutely nothing. They'd fail on 3rd and goal. They'd have to settle for a field goal. Russell Wilson's red zone struggles continue. No matter what team he's on, they'd cut their deficit down to 4. Brand new contract for Scary Terry. Time to show the league why you deserve that money, baby.
Suplex City, bitch.
Wan'Dale Robinson just got caught with a suplex from Marshawn Lattimore. Since when they giving out German suplexes on the football field? This man's in the wrong sport. Go Big Blue. 3-and-out for you. The fuck you throwing to, Russell? Ensuing drive. Let's just imagine what life as a Giants fan happens to be. Defense makes a sack. Magnificent. Very next play, first down, Deebo Samuel. Couple plays after that, defense makes a stop, get a sack on Jaden Daniels. 2 plays later, first down, Daniels carries it untouched inside of the red zone. Emotions got to be all over the place. And then to make matters worse, the Commanders go into the end zone to make it a 2-possession lead. At least Russell Wilson is back on the field making plays, right? Next Commanders possession, same old script. Jaden Daniels under duress. Defense gets a sack. Couple plays later, first down Commanders inside Giant territory. Final play of the half, 3rd and 1. Why not take a shot at the end zone? Nobody blocked Abdul Carter. Laramie Tunsil didn't even get off the line. JD5 throws the ball out of bounds. He'd be flagged for intentional ground, and since they have no timeouts left, that's a 10-second runoff. The half is over. What is his mother about to say about this? Kinda difficult to imagine the Giants winning this game when they got teammates damn near trying to run each other over. What part of the game is this? Opening drive for the G-Men. Where's Russell Wilson going? Straight into the turf. After a few drives, both teams exchanging punts, Russell Wilson finally would make a play. He'd connect with Malik Neighbors inside Commander territory. That would set up a long field goal.
Very good.
Graham Gano from 55 yards out to make it an 8-point game. Deebo Samuel can't pick up the first down. The Commander's gonna have to punt. Let Russ cook. Let Russ cook. Straight out the kitchen. He's gonna use his legs. That's a big first down for Big Blue. Russell Wilson is absolutely cooking. 3rd and 4.
I dropped it.
Failure.
The Giants would punt after 5 plays, and on the ensuing drive, here comes the Commanders. JD5 utilizing his legs, picks up the first down. 2nd and 15, under duress, dump off to the mulatto man. He's half black, just as he's half white, and Austin Eckler spinning through a bunch of G-men to pick up the first down. Now it's time for a little bit of trickery.
Oh, shit. Here comes Debo.
To the end zone for the touchdown. Deebo Samuel's first touchdown as a member of the Washington Commanders to make it a 2-possession game again. 4 minutes left to play. 4th and 2. Game on the line. Russ, you need to make a play.
Wahoo! Nah, I don't really feel like it.
Pass intercepted by the Commanders. Huge takeaway, and it'd be returned across. A personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense. That's an automatic first down. Take the interception off the board. The Giants are still alive. New life for Big Blue. 3rd and goal after 2 failed attempts. Russell Wilson to Malik Neighbors. He's not Yao Ming. The fuck you throwing to? 4th and goal. Last opportunity. How about we throw it behind Wan'Dale Robinson? Russell Wilson is absolutely cooked.
I'm going to kill myself.
Giants lose.
Unlimited diarrhea. Unlimited.
Over in the NFC Game of the Week, it's the Detroit Lions going on the road to take on the new look Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love over the middle, got his man there already inside Detroit territory. And they'd close out the drive in the end zone. Jordan Love would find his favorite slice of cheese. Tucker Kraft for the score. The Lions lost both of their coordinators, and it definitely showed. Offense and defense got absolutely outplayed. Not one moment in this game did you ever think that Detroit was going to win. Next Packer possession, it's as if the Detroit Lions defense has home security but just never paid the bill. Green Bay was doing whatever the hell they wanted. 34-yard field goal, 10-0 lead. On the next drive, the Lions would add a field goal, but this is like putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. That ain't stopping a goddamn thing when Jordan Love is making love all over your defense. Nobody guarding Romeo Doubs down the field, and then Jaden Reed would go into the end zone, and it's a 2-possession lead again. Detroit's defense losing their mind. They thought they were elite. Last year, they won 15 games. Brian Branch ready to crash out, throwing people's helmets to the sideline. Maybe on the next drive, Detroit would make them pay. Perhaps the crash out would ignite a fire in the Lions offense. St. Brown takes them inside of Packers territory. Few plays later, 3rd and 7, Goff throwing interceptions. Pass picked off. The Packers take the ball away. Fun fact, as we go into the second half, you know Jared Goff has played under a number of different offensive coordinators, but under coordinators that are not named Sean McVay or Ben Johnson. You know this man is winless with 19 losses and 1 tie? Is he a fraud? Because he can't find the end zone tonight. The Packers would go 3 and out. Goff would do absolutely nothing with the football. He gets swarmed. They're going to be forced to punt again. Both teams just exchanging punts at this point, but unfortunately for Detroit, we're now in the 4th quarter. You're going to need to make a play, and you're not going to get it on 3rd and 16. After getting favorable field positioning, here comes Josh Jacobs. The Alabama running back would skirt down the sideline, take it inside the red zone, then later on the drive, he'd find pay dirt and punch it into the end zone. It's a 3-possession game. Detroit looking absolutely befuddled. 6:40 left on the clock, 4th and 2. Jared Goff under duress goes on his back again. The Packers would take the great field position, add another field goal. They're up 27-6, and you could say the necrophilia challenge has officially began. Because although Detroit was dead, they were somehow still getting fucked. Look at the new Packer, Micah Parsons, just hunting. 1 minute left to play. The Lions thought they had a game breaker when Jared Goff found his man for one of the best catches this weekend, but did that help them come back and win though? Absolutely not. There's no such thing as 30-point touchdowns. Get your asses off the field. You lose again. YouTube family, do me a favor and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also hit that like button as well, because it really helps push the video out into the YouTube algorithm so that more people can come and see the content. Furthermore, make sure you follow me across all platforms on social media: Twitch, Facebook, Instagram. We've had unreal motion in 2025, and I'd love to keep that momentum going into 2026. And of course, the content that I upload over there, some of it I can't post over on YouTube because they're going to end up giving me strikes for community guideline strikes. So if there's some kinds of content that you'd like to see that can't get uploaded over here, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and also on Twitch as well. Let's go to MetLife Stadium, where apparently, for whatever reason, during the national anthem, somebody was trapped on the American flag. How does that even happen? Was this man wrapped in the damn fabric? Nonetheless, it looks like the teams were participating in wife swap or something because both quarterbacks were starting for the other teams last year in week 1. Justin Fields would lead the Jets inside field goal range, then Nick Folk from 35 yards out would boot it through the uprights, and it's good. Time to see what Aaron Rodgers brings to the table. His very first snap as a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Oh, Lord! You done messed up, Aaron!
Let the disaster begin. 3rd and 10. Few plays later, Rodgers able to find Freiermuth, moving the chains. Pittsburgh somehow was able to keep their drive alive. DK Metcalf makes a man miss, takes it inside Jet territory. And by some miracle for the Steeler fans who took over half the capacity of MetLife Stadium, they would see a touchdown on the opening drive as occasional hands Ben Skoranek goes in for the score. Pittsburgh takes the lead in MetLife. After a phenomenal kick return from the Jets, Justin Fields showing Mike Tomlin what he's missing out on. He'd find Garrett Wilson, and then later on the drive, he's going right back to 5. Garrett Wilson absolutely dusts Darius Slay, tells that old man to go read a book. The Jets take the lead. A penalty would put them at the 1-yard line. They attempt to get the 2-point conversion, but it's an absolute failure, but they still lead by 2. Ensuing drive, Aaron looking left. He's got DK Metcalf taking ankles on the other side of the field, and he's flying inside Jets territory. That set up that serial killer, the last of the killer bees. Chris Boswell through the uprights and good to give the Steelers the lead. Following drive, Justin Fields says, I can do one better. Dump off to Breece Hall and look at him catch and run. Now in Pittsburgh territory. They didn't touch him until he made it to the 25. If somebody told you this was about to be one of the highest scoring games in week 1, they'd have called you a liar. Allen punches his way to the end zone, and the Jets are back in front. Following drive, 3rd and 4. Old man Rodgers, make a move with your legs.
I can't. I simply can't.
The old man taken down with a sack. Ensuing drive, Pittsburgh tries to bring the house. Not enough to stop Justin Fields. Garrett Wilson moves the chains. Couple plays later on 3rd and 9, TJ Watt, not enough to take down Justin Fields again. Beautiful reception over the middle. Big first down now inside Pittsburgh territory. 51-yard field goal for Nick Folk. And the Jets are up by 9. It seems like everywhere Aaron Rodgers goes, he wants to turn somebody into his own personal Randall Cobb. Tonight, that's Calvin Austin. Great catch and run to go inside Jets territory. And then on the very next drive, looked like he grew a few inches. Man's jumping like he's 6'5" on the back shoulder for the huge first down. Shovel pass over to Jonnu Smith. Punches his way to the end zone. It's a 2-point game. Is Connor Hayward eating a hot dog on the sideline? After 3 straight punts to kick off the second half, here come the Jets. Justin Fields over the middle, got his man approaching midfield. Then Breece Hall would take it inside Pittsburgh Steeler territory across the 40. Now inside the red zone, Justin Fields would dial up voicemail, call his own number, take it to the end zone, and it's a 2-possession lead again, Jets by 9. As a Steeler fan watching this game, I kept saying to myself, here we go again, trailing by double digits, needing fourth quarter heroics in order to win a game. Aren't you tired of having to have the same script? But this time we got Aaron. It's not Mason Rudolph. It's not Kenny Pickett. It's just an aging quarterback who refuses to retire because he ain't got nothing else going on besides football. Jalen Warren to the end zone. Touchdown. 3rd TD pass from Aaron Rodgers. Now the Tomlin magic would get activated because for absolutely no reason at all, Kenneth Gainwell forces a fumble picked up by Skoranek. Pittsburgh takes the football away, and then a couple plays later, they'd find the end zone to take the lead. They scored 2 touchdowns in less than 1 minute. Aaron's got 4. The Jets facing a deficit for the first time this half. Justin Fields doesn't even blink. Looking towards his left, got his man inside the 25. Then a few plays later, 3rd and goal. He's going to use his legs on the move. Dives for the pylon. Comes up short. 4th and goal. Why kick the field goal? We're going to go for it. Play action fake. Looking like Peyton Manning in 2013. Faked out the entire team. Justin Fields all alone. Touchdown. Jets back in front. They lead by 1. 2-point conversion. Should have never took out your Uno cards because it's an absolute failure. Ensuing drive, Pittsburgh trailing by 1, 3rd and 15.
Eat a dick, old man!
Rodgers gets speared. Steelers would be forced to punt. Defense would come onto the field and make a play. Rodgers has one last opportunity for a comeback. After a couple first downs, the Mike Tomlin magic would be activated. Pass was broken up by Sauce Gardner, but somehow it's found its way back into the arms of DK Metcalf. What kind of genjutsu was this? It looked like it was going to be a clear incompletion, possibly even an interception. reception, and somehow DK Metcalf got his hands on the ball. Then on a pass that was broken up, somehow the referees did not throw a pass interference. So then it's going to be a 60-yard attempt for Chris Boswell, who's connected from 56 earlier, and he boots it through the uprights, and it's good. Pittsburgh takes the lead because the last of the Killer Bees and the serial killer puts them up by 2. The Jets, with one timeout left to go, have an opportunity to do something so incredibly ironic and give Nick Folk an opportunity to break the Chiseled Adonis' heart. But on 4th and 3, game on the line, Justin Fields looking for Garrett Wilson. He's open.
I got this.
Pass incomplete. Jalen Ramsey split him in half and broke up the reception. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to somehow pull off an improbable comeback in the 4th. The Jets lose.
I got this.
Bro, he was hit, bro.
Tampa on the road to Atlanta to take on Michael Penis and the Falcons. Opening drive, quick dump off to Bijan Robinson, able to get by one Buccaneer. And just look at the Jets. Man is cutting through the Buccaneers defense like a knife through hot fudge to the end zone. 50-plus yard touchdown to put the Falcons in front. After an entire quarter of doing absolutely nothing, Baker Mayfield would finally have his team approaching midfield. They'd cap off this drive with a 46-yard field goal booted through the uprights to cut the deficit down to 3.
You shall not pass!
Failure to convert on 4th down would give Tampa the football back, and that's exactly what they needed. Mr. 1000 Mike Evans with the first down, and look at the dart that Baker Mayfield threw to the rookie. Egbuka in the end zone, touchdown. The Bucs take the lead, but the Falcons weren't going to go away and wait a half to finally respond. On the ensuing drive, they'd convert on a 4th and 1 this time around, put them in field goal range, and then Young Hoku would put it through the uprights to tie the game at 10 apiece. In the second half, the Buccaneers would pick up where they left off. Baker Mayfield over the middle. He'd find Mr. 1000. Mike Evans would put him in field goal range, and then McLaughlin would completely miss wide to the left in a dome. There's no wind chill. The fuck you missing field goals for? Unfortunately for the Falcons, they did nothing to take advantage of it, so they'd have to punt the football back. Cameron Johnson would explode from 54 yards on the return to put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right back in Falcons territory. 3rd and 6, Baker Mayfield looking to take advantage of the return. He's going to tuck the football. That's how the white man runs, all the way inside the 10. In San Francisco, Seattle had to watch out for Ricky. In Atlanta, looks like the Falcons got to watch out for Bucky. He takes flight. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Back and forth we go. Atlanta looking to respond. 3rd and 3 for the human dildo. Dump off to Ray McLeod. He's going to take it to midfield. Couple plays later on 3rd and 10. The penis looking towards his right. He's got Bijan Robinson. He's not going to make nobody miss, but he's going to take them into striking distance. They would have to kick a field goal, and Young Hoku would somehow doink it in. After a Tampa Bay punt, Atlanta would try to activate the clutch gene and go down the field to regain the lead on the road. Kyle Armpits somehow able to go and pick up a first down, but on 4th and 5 with 3 minutes left to go, the penis rolling towards his left. He tries to dive to pick up the first down, but the football comes loose. It's scooped up by Tampa Bay, but it's going to have to go to the review, and somehow the Falcons catch a break because he was able to pass the first down marker before he was down on the ground. New fresh set of downs for the Falcons at the 1-yard line, and they take advantage, punch it into the end zone on an 18-play, 91-yard drive, nearly 9 minutes to take the lead. Unfortunately for the Falcons fans, you know exactly how this ends. This is the Atlanta. They don't know how to close in the 4th quarter. 1 minute left to go. Baker over the middle. He's got the rookie. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Falcons choke again. Now Atlanta down by 3. Has an opportunity to at least get down the field and tie. 1 timeout left to go. Ray McLeod able to take it to midfield. Very next play. Still have an opportunity to get down the field without using that timeout. Kyle Pitts picks up the first down, takes it across the 40 down to the 36. The Falcons are alive. One last opportunity to maybe try towards the end zone. They don't got no timeouts left. Kyle Pitts goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Young Waku to tie the game and send it to overtime.
No, I missed.
Not even close. Ball landed in the Bermuda Triangle. The hell was that? Somebody get Matt Bryant old ass on the phone. Young Wei Koo may have been born in Seoul, South Korea. He might not have a soul after this game. Falcons fans are livid. They choke yet again in the fourth, and the Buccaneers hold on to win by 3. All these knockout commentaries had me thinking, why don't I knock someone out myself? So I came up with Knockdown Tea, guaranteed to help you sleep longer, sleep better, relax, and restore. Passion fruit flavored, so you know it's good. Simply take it 30 minutes to an hour before you go to sleep, and our slogan is 1 cup down for the count, 2 cups, throw in the towel. So make sure you click the link in my description. Head over to knockdowntea.com and grab your first pack today. NFC North matchup, Bears host the Vikings. J.J. McCarthy finally making his anticipated NFL debut. Did a whole lot of nothing on the opening drive. It'd be a 3 and out. Give me your ankles. Caleb Williams looking extra zesty. Making a man miss. Finds DeAndre Swift, who'd pick up the first down and put the Bears already inside Viking territory. Couple of plays later, zesty. Williams rolling right. Magnificent sideline pass down to Roma Dunze. And then on 3rd and 6, zesty. It's going to use his legs on a masterful first drive. He's not going to dive. He's going to tuck that football, eat my shoulder pad, and go to the end zone to give the Bears the lead. Meanwhile, the other 2-year quarterback who missed his entire rookie season doing somersaults for no reason. Unfortunately for the Bears, their next drive would do absolutely nothing. Then for the first time today, McCarthy would finally make a good play. He'd carry the football with his legs, take it inside field goal range, and that would set up a 31-yard field goal to finally get Minnesota on the board. Next time we saw Caleb Williams, for the first time in his career, he'd start the game 10 of 10, and the Bears would take the football inside the 35 on a magnificent catch and run from DJ Moore, and then it was all downhill from there. Because why didn't you kick the field goal on 4th and 3? Is Ben Johnson cosplaying as Matt Eberflus? Makes absolutely no sense. Minnesota would take over on downs. 3rd and 4, McCarthy over the middle. Got Jay Jettas, but unfortunately he can't move the chains on his first reception of the game. Both teams would exchange punts. QB Zesty back on the field. Caleb Williams over the middle. Got his man there back in Minnesota territory. They'd cap off that drive with a 42-yard field goal and go in front by 7 points. 19 seconds left to go just before halftime. McCarthy looking left, got his man. That's a huge first down to Naylor to put them in field goal range. 59 yards out, career long through the uprights, and it's good. 4-point game. As we went into the second half on Monday night, J.J. McCarthy looked like he was heading to McDonald's because a pass was intercepted, and looks like the Bears are going to get a McPick-6. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. The Vikings offense ain't shit. On a night where the Bears are celebrating the 85 championship, the crowd is going wild. Defense is playing lights out. You couldn't ask Chicago to play a better football game. Down goes McCarthy again. After both teams exchange punts, here comes Caleb Williams, 2nd and 6. He's gonna scramble. Look at the Jets being activated. He's running as if he's being actively tickled all the way inside Viking territory. 50-yard attempt. The kick sailing wide to the right. No good. We enter the fourth quarter. The Bears offense only been able to generate 3 points since the opening drive. The Vikings struggling all evening, finally able to click. Mason would take them inside Bear territory. J.J. McCarthy over the middles, got Justin Jefferson. The Vikings cut their deficit down to 5. 2-point conversion was an absolute failure, but when the Bears offense can't do shit, it really doesn't even matter. Quick 3 and out. Caleb Williams off the field. Hand off to Aaron Jones. Takes it inside Bears territory. Vikings got all the momentum with 10:30 left to play. A pass interference would give an automatic first down for Minnesota. That pins them inside the 30-yard line. J.J. McCarthy's going to let it fly. Aaron Jones to the end zone. Touchdown. Vikings take the lead. The Bears have choked it away. 2-point conversion. Time to get educated. Get connected for free with the White People Connection. Get connected for free. J.J. McCarthy, Adam Thielen, TD. Chicago in trouble. 3rd and 14. Caleb Williams don't know who he throwing to. You dropped your mouthpiece at the end of the end zone, sir. Where are these dildos coming from? Chicago falling apart. The punt is blocked too. Special teams don't even know how to do their job. Somebody tell the Bears that football is 60 minutes. Ever since the pick six, they've completely taken their foot off the gas. Mason running through the defense, already inside of Bear territory. Couple of plays later, 4 minutes left to play. Aaron Jones with a spectacular catch, and then J.J. McCarthy said, "This is my debut. It's my moment." Keeps the football, burrows his way into the end zone. Touchdown, 21 unanswered points from Minnesota. The Bears continue to be the dog shit of the NFC North. Chicago running out of time. Cole Kmet with a spectacular one-hand catch. Bears driving, only one timeout left in their pocket. They need to score before the... God damn, DJ Moore just got lit the fuck up. Funny enough, the flag on the field was for roughing the passer. They threw no flag for the contact down the field. So Caleb Williams would have to use his legs, dive for the end zone. He's out of bounds at the 1 yard line. So on the very next play, he'd find Roma Dunze wide open in the end zone for the score. But did that help the Bears come back and win though? Absolutely not. And in the game of the week, we have the rematch of the AFC Divisional as the Baltimore Ravens go on the road to take on the Buffalo Bills. 3rd and 2, Josh Allen looking left. The reigning MVP connects with Ty Johnson, who brings them down to the 15-yard line. Then a couple plays later, Dalton Kincaid for the touchdown. Buffalo in front. Ensuing drive, Lamar Action Jackson takes the field. 3rd and 3, he's going to pick up a first down, take it inside Buffalo territory. Then in a rare sighting that you don't usually see on Sundays, a reception from Derrick Henry. He'd take it for a first down across the 30-yard line. They're now in field goal range. No more Justin Tucker. They've got a new kicker, and he'd put it through the uprights, and it's good. 4-point game. After a Buffalo punt, Baltimore would take the field once more. Lamar Jackson on the play action down the field, got his man, Zay Flowers, across the 45-yard line. Few plays later, Lamar to open up the second quarter would keep it himself. He'd take it across the 30-yard line, sparking off a huge run. And now it's time for the King. 1st and 10 from the 30. Derrick Henry breaks through the seam. Get your bitch ass off of me. King Henry explodes on a 30-yard touchdown. And how fitting, he baptized the bishop. I baptize you in the name of the Father. I baptize you in the name of the Son. I baptize you in the name of the Holy Spirit. He just dribbled a human being. Dalton Kincaid would get blasted by Kyle Hamilton. The ball would go out of bounds. It'd be a 3 and out for the Bills. And then Derrick Henry's loose again. 49 yards going down the sideline. Luckily, the Bills were able to stop him from going into the end zone for the second time today. But Lamar Jackson would make them pay. 2 plays later, he'd keep it himself. And Baltimore is up by 10. Next drive, Buffalo looking to respond. 3rd down already. Josh Allen keeping the play alive. Finds Keon Coleman inside Raven territory. That would lead to a field goal to make it a 7-point game again. Derrick Henry, already over 100 on just 7 carries, is continuing to run through the Buffalo Bills. 3 plays later, 3rd and 5. Jackson on a rifle to Zay Flowers. They're now inside the 20, but they'd find themselves going backwards because Hill started lagging or something, so it's a 49-yard field goal for Baltimore, booted through the uprights to make it a 10-point lead. Ensuing drive, 25 seconds left to go, no timeouts left before the end of the half. Somehow, Josh Allen keeps the drive alive, looking down the field, got his man. That's a first down to Khalil Shakir. No timeouts remain. They've got to spike it. 7 seconds left. No pass rush from Baltimore. They dropped everybody into coverage. Somehow, this catch was made with a second left on the clock. Script writers wanted Buffalo to get a field goal attempt, and they did. 43 yards out, 7-point deficit to the break. Kick off the 3rd quarter. Baltimore still on the move defensively. The Bills haven't really been able to get any stops. Zay Flowers continues to bloom in the secondary. He'd take the ball inside the 25-yard line. Then on the very next play, he'd make them pay. On the screen, he got a great couple of blocks from his lineman. He'd go 23 yards to the end zone. Baltimore back in front by 2 scores. Ensuing drive, Josh Allen would show why he's the reigning defending undisputed MVP. He'd use his legs to keep the drive alive on 3rd down and take it inside Baltimore territory. Following a pass interference that brought them inside the 5, James Cook would cook that Baltimore front 7 to the end zone on a 2-yard touchdown. Yet another penalty put Buffalo in a position to want to take the 2-point conversion since the ball is spotted at the 1-yard line. Keon Coleman did have the reception, but he stepped out of bounds before touching the football, so the points would be wiped off the board. The reception would be deemed an incompletion, and Buffalo now trails by 8. After both teams exchange punts, Zay Flowers would continue to bloom against that Bills secondary. Whoever was supposed to be covering him is about to get cut before they make it even to the locker room. A couple of plays later, 2nd and 7, new Raven DeAndre Hopkins showcasing why he's a multiple-time dreadlock MVP, because he opens up his Bible to Chronicles 13, verse 7. Can't stop, won't stop. The Lord our God has dreadlocks, and for 8 years, he's been cooking defenses throughout the commentary's lifetime. We into the fourth quarter. Buffalo down by 15. Dump off to James Cook. Makes a couple of Ravens miss. Get your hands off of me, Raquan Smith. James Cook carries it all the way down inside the 10-yard line. Nearly gets to the end zone, but he's tripped up by Wiggins at the 2. Josh Allen will waste little time taking advantage on the play-action fake. He's going to keep it himself. He wants the glory for my fantasy football team. Takes it to the end zone for the touchdown. Buffalo needs a successful 2-point conversion to make it a 1-possession game. Josh Allen got a little bit of time. His pass is going to be intercepted. What you going to do, Kyle Van Noy? Absolutely nothing with the football. Buffalo trying to build momentum. 3rd and 10. Look at the pass rush. They got Lamar Jackson dead to rights. 2 people done hit the doggone turf. This type of evasiveness can only be found on the FBI top 10 most wanted. Lamar Jackson with a huge carry, showcasing why he should have been last year's MVP. He said Josh Allen's award is nothing more than a fluke. Hand off to Derrick Henry. He's loose down the sideline. Derrick Henry all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore. 15-point lead again. The extra point would have made it a full 2-possession game, but unfortunately, he ain't Justin Tucker. He doinked it off the upright. It's no good. A little under 11 minutes left to go for the reigning MVP. Trying to show up Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry's performance. Josh Allen gonna have to put the team on his back. He scrambles for a first down, but for whatever reason, he decided to slide just a little too early. He's gonna be short of the first down marker, and then a couple plays later, they would fail to move the chains. Buffalo's gonna have to punt, all because Josh Allen didn't want to go slide a little later. After a very fast 3-and-out, Baltimore would fail to move the chains. Buffalo would get a stop on 3rd and 3 and get the football back. 7:15 left to play. Josh Allen going deep down the field. He finds his man Keon Coleman with a high pointing the ball for a first down. They're now across the 45-yard line. Josh Allen using his arm over the middle. He's got his man Palmer now inside Baltimore territory. Under 5 minutes left to play. 3rd and 10. Dump off to Palmer. Can't make a man miss. Can he get out of bounds? No, he can't. The clock's gonna keep running. The Baltimore Ravens trying to get a stop on 4th and 2. Josh Allen extending the play, rolling towards his right, looking into the end zone. Pass ricocheted by Dawson Knox, caught by Keon Coleman on 4th and 2. Buffalo makes it a 1-score game. Derrick Henry, who's been terrorizing the Bills the entire evening, would showcase his love and affinity for Butterfingers. Ed Oliver with the play of the evening, forcing the King to drop the football on a spectacular rush. He's been balling all evening. He's got a sack. He's got a forced fumble, and that's why he's an all-pro. Buffalo with new life from the 30-yard line. Josh Allen down the field, got his man Kincaid down to the 1-yard line, and you already know what time it is when it comes to the MVP needing to make plays. Josh Allen goes over top, 3rd and goal, scores his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. Buffalo is within 2 points.
Let me in your world, you know. That's why looking no boy, that's why.
2-point conversion to tie the game. Josh Allen's pass broken up. Spectacular defense from Wiggins. The Buffalo Bills are going to need to get a stop with 3 timeouts left to go. Under 2 minutes left to play. Here comes Lamar Jackson. Finds DeAndre Hopkins. He's unable to move the chains. Buffalo's going to get the football back with a little over a minute left to play. 2nd and 4. Keon Coleman moves the chains to keep the Bills driving down the field. Here they go. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Reigning MVP rolling towards his right. Josh Allen extending the play with his feet. He barely steps out of bounds, but he gets there at the 39-yard line. Buffalo would advance inside Baltimore territory following a penalty. Give me your ankles, Jair Alexander. Keon Coleman on a spectacular reception to bring the Bills inside 10 yards. From 32 yards out, the field goal through the uprights, and it's good. The Baltimore Ravens absolutely choking the 4th, and the Bills come from 15 down to win at the buzzer. Not only did John Harbaugh blow his 17th double-digit lead, also teams with 40-plus points and 235-plus rushing yards in a game with 277-0 in NFL history. This is the first time that team has ever lost. Ravens absolutely choke again, and they would join the Falcons, Browns, Dolphins, Patriots, Saints, Jets, Giants, Panthers, Titans, Seahawks, Lions, Texans, and Bears in taking out their Metro card. And getting aboard the L train.
You lose.
Failure.
What's for dinner? Fresh hot ales. Fresh hot ales. Fresh hot ales. It's over. You lose.
Hey, I appreciate you watching the entire video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button on the way out if you haven't already. And on top of that, hit that notification bell as well. For whatever reason, YouTube's only showing my videos to 20% of my subscribers. So if you have already turned on the notification bell, turn it off, turn it back on. If you never turn it on, turn it on. I appreciate you.